Thank you everybody for being in attendance today. My name is Zach Kretschmar and I am one of our campaign schedule managers.
My name is Arlene De La Mora and I'm a media content manager.
I'm Catherine Nguyen and I'm also a media content manager.
So today we will be briefing you on how the Practical Advantage Communication Agency has used social media throughout the semester to present positive and encouraging stories about how our students have prepared to enter their intended professions. So our agency profile is made up of 4 social media accounts and a website. These are our following platforms. For Instagram and Twitter, they go by the handle of @CSUFPrad. For Facebook and LinkedIn, they go by the Practical Advantage Communications tag, and our website goes by www.practicaladvantagecom.org. So, like all social media platforms, ours weren't perfect when we took them over, but we did focus on a couple problems that we felt like we could address throughout the semester.
So we narrowed down our problems to core problems. And, oh, did I go to the wrong one? Oh, thank you. And based off those core problems that we found there was a lack of followers and engagement on our platforms. We also found that we didn't have consistent posting and scheduling. We were looking through our platforms and we saw, oh, there's one from 2 weeks ago, there's one from 4 weeks ago, none of which is matching up. We also found that our theme on our platforms were very inconsistent. This is a screenshot of the past semester's posts on our platforms. And as you can see, we have some photos of students working in the Prad room. And then we also have some St. Patrick's Day and advertising, which is great, but when you're coming in as a prospective student or client, you kind of get thrown off and wonder, what do you really do at Practical Advantage? But based off that, we were able to create an opportunity to revamp our platform. And these opportunities were to increase followers and engagement, to be able to make a cohesive theme through high quality photographs, videos, and make a color scheme on our platform. We were also able to create captions that told our story to our public and our audience. It helped enhance what we're trying to sell with our photographs. And along with that, we were able to try to reach out to other CSUF groups or clubs, such as Ad Club, PRSSA, Entertainment and Tourism.
So how we came up with our improvement plan was to divide it into 2 different sections, visual and informational. So for our visual plan, we wanted to create visual aesthetically pleasing and high quality images to tell a story. Informationally, we wanted to have posts that gave information about each groups in our Prad team to our followers, so they knew exactly how we're working with our clients throughout the semester. So we had 2 target audiences. Our first was our primary audience, which was other Cal State Fullerton communication majors in advertising, entertainment, tourism, journalism, and public relations. And our goal for them was for them to understand what this capstone does for them. It allows them to work in a real work environment. They're able to work with clients in an agency scenario. And for our secondary target, we focused on prior Pratt alumni, as well as current and potentially new Pratt clients, as well as faculty and administrators, local community members, as well as other student-run agencies in higher education.
All right, and for our goals. So these were some of the goals that we set out at the beginning of the semester. So our first goal was to increase Prad's favorable brand perception, and by changing the aesthetic look of the content over our social media platforms and our individual posts. Our second goal was to make more frequent and consistent social media posts across Prad's platforms and website. And our third goal was to increase the number of social media followers and their engagement. So these goals, though, we didn't feel like could be attained unless we had some strong action steps.
So our action steps were to create, again, aesthetically pleasing images that our followers would be able to interact with and be engaged by. So we were able to do that by posting high quality images. For most of our posts, we used a professional grade camera. We used the Nikon D750, and we also went for a journalistic style of photography to tell a story on our platforms. And we aim to be consistent with our posts. So we aim to post on a weekly basis on all platforms. And these are some of the hashtags we used throughout the semester. For example, for our primary audience, which were California State University comm students, we put in like CSUF comm, we put in Pratt. So if they were to put that in one of the social media platforms, they would be able to find the agency. And then for our secondary audience, we used more open terms like communication majors, public relations as well. And then with these action steps, our improvement plan, and our goals, we were able to come out with some great outcomes.
So within our outcomes, we were able to be successful in revamping our platforms. And through that, we were able to update our social media profiles and cover photos with a new class photo, which you saw in our First Amendment video of all of us standing outside the Irvine campus. And then on top of that, we were able to create a theme with our photos and colors. Our theme was to be vibrant and bright and warm and inclusive. We want people to come in and think, oh wow, they're making a great deal of work. They're working hard, and on top of that, they're welcoming to others. We also utilized stories and highlights from our Instagram feed. With stories, we were able to post real-time events. So we take a picture, put it on the story. It lasts about 10 seconds and for 24 hours. On top of that, we were able to retain and increase followers on different platforms. Specifically with our Facebook group, we had 21 followers, and we were able to gain 46. So that's a 25 follower increase. I think that's really great on our behalf. On top of that, we were able to keep our followers consistent on the other platforms of Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, which is great because in today's day and age, it's really easy to lose followers. People get, distracted or find that the content on posts are not appealing to them. So it shows that we were able to create content that was appealing to everyone, appealing to Cal State Fullerton students, appealing to people outside of the California State University. Unfortunately for us, there were a few hiccups along the way, and one of those was the function of stories on Facebook. We found that you can't read analytics from Facebook, so you can't actually tell who viewed it, how many people viewed it, if you're reaching out to other prospective clients or students. So we decided a third of the way through the semester to drop that because it wasn't really going forward. It wasn't helping us. On top of that, we tried to do a swipe up link on Instagram to get our 700 followers onto our Instagram platform. We didn't realize that you needed 10,000 followers in order to have access to that. So that had to be dropped too. And another successful outcome was that we created a bond with Ad Club. We were able to promote each other's platforms and educate each other's followers on what Practical Advantage does, and also educate our followers on Ad Club. I don't think that everyone sees the advertisements here on the Irvine campus, and sometimes you think, oh, Ad Club, it's just another club. They don't see the benefits that you get from joining that. So here are some screenshots of our platform. Some of you may see, some of you have not. You can see our color schemes across are very vibrant and bright, and it really shows that we're enjoying our time here. It's not some stiff classroom where you're sitting, reading a textbook, and not learning anything. On top of that, there are some classes like that. Yeah, a math class for me was one of them. On top of that, we saw that we were getting engagement from the Cal State Fullerton Department of Communications Facebook page, and they were watching us and seeing what we were doing across this semester, and they shared it in our content and said, Prad students are doing great work this semester. This is one of their outstanding client projects. And I think that's actually really great to show that we as a community are working together, and we're watching what's going on and wanting to help build each other up. Within Instagram, these are some screenshots of what our highlight reel is and what real-time stories look like. As you can see, Dr. Shepard's very intensely telling us, you've got to start getting to work. And this was our first day on set. This actually was 30 minutes before Dr. Shepard walked in, and we were all having a little team meeting about what we're going to do with our lighting, where we're going to have him sit. And here are some analytics from some of the other posts that we have on our highlight reel and from the stories. You can see that the actions taken are from people who have seen this photo and actually went to the profile and looked more and saw what we did. On top of that, you can see an average of like 100 plus people are looking at our stories, and it continues to build as we put out more content. On LinkedIn, we decided to go in a slightly more professional way of advertising specifically our work in the First Amendment video, and we thought it would be a great way to showcase to other professionals or businesses what Practical Advantage is doing. And we also wanted to make sure that our students were getting seen out there by professionals who are hiring. You know, they see someone who knows how to do video, who also knows how to, you know, write a script, and they're like, oh, they're versatile. They can do it all. What's their name? What company are they working for? Who's the teacher that's teaching them how to do this? So we decided to go along that route. And as you can see within all of our posts, we're utilizing the hashtags that Arlene mentioned in our action steps. And on Twitter, we also wanted to make sure it was a real-time tweet. These photos, granted, are not from the Nikon D750, they're from the iPhone, but iPhone cameras are so amazing now. The quality is fantastic, so the photographs we put were also equally as fantastic as what we have on our Instagram page. And as you can see, they're very short and to the point, and some of them have the hashtag CSUF, others are public relations. We tried to make sure that it's a searchable hashtag. It's not just directed towards Cal State Fullerton. Based off that, there was some things that we saw that needed help that we as a PRAD team for fall 2019 couldn't do, that we would recommend on to our spring 2020.
All right, so for our recommendations, we feel that these recommendations can just contribute to an even stronger social media presence for our future students. So our first recommendation is we feel that future semesters should create a structuredized calendar and assign certain groups for particular weeks. So for example, have one group be responsible for posting content for week 1, have a separate group be responsible for posting content for week 2. And we also have kind of created a format. So for the content, when you start at the beginning of the semester, you can introduce new team members. For the middle of the semester, you can post content about the campaigns that are in progress. And for the end of our semester, it can be focused more about campaign wrap-ups and client presentations. We noticed throughout the semester with our multiple projects that our students and our resources started to get spread out pretty thin between our multiple projects, and having to focus on posting content across all of our platforms just became a little more difficult as the semester rolled on. So for our second recommendation, we would like for the university to invest in a third-party app called Hootsuite. Even though this app does require a membership of $30 a month,